The interesting dynamic I'm seeing is that the product management work, getting user feedback, deciding what features to build, that is increasingly the bottleneck. And so I'm seeing very interesting dynamics in multiple teams. Over the last year, a lot more of my teams have started to complain that they're bottlenecked on product engineering and design because the engineers have gotten so much faster. Some interesting trends I'm seeing. 3, 4, 5 years ago, Silicon Valley used to have these slightly suspicious rules of thumb, but nonetheless rules of thumb. We'll have 1 PM to 4 engineers or 1 PM to 7 engineers. It was this like PM product manager to engineering ratio, right? Which should take with a grain of salt, but it was typical as of a 1 PM to 6, 7 engineers. And with engineers becoming much faster, I don't see product management work, designing what to build, becoming faster at the same speed that engineering is. I'm seeing this ratio shift. So literally yesterday, one of my teams came to me, and for the first time, when we're planning headcount for a project, this team proposed to me not to have 1 PM to 4 engineers, but to have 1 PM to 0.5 engineers. So the team actually proposed to me. I still don't know if this is a good idea. It was the first time in my life that I saw managers propose to me having twice as many PMs as engineers. It was a very interesting dynamic. I still don't know if this proposal I heard yesterday is a good idea, but I think it's a sign of where the world is going. And I find that PMs that can code or engineers with some product instincts often end up doing better. The other thing that I found important for startup leaders is because engineering is becoming so fast, if you have good tactics for getting rapid feedback to shape your perspective on what to build faster, that helps you get faster as well. So I'm going to go through a portfolio of tactics for getting product feedback to keep shaping what you will decide to build. And we're going to go through a list of the faster, maybe less accurate, to the slower, more accurate tactics. So the fastest tactic for getting feedback is look at the product yourself and just go by your gut. And if you're a subject matter expert, this is actually surprisingly good, if you know what you're doing. A little bit slower is go ask 3 friends or teammates to get feedback, to play with your product and get feedback. A little bit slower is ask 3 to 10 strangers, for feedback. It turns out when I built products, one of the most important skills I think I learned was how to sit in the coffee shop, how to sit in when I travel, I often sit in the hotel lobby. It turns out, learn to spot places of high foot traffic and very respectfully, grab strangers and ask them for feedback on whatever I'm building. This used to be easier when it's less known. When people recognize you, it's a little bit more awkward. But I found that I've actually sat with teams in the hotel lobby, very high foot traffic, and very respectfully ask strangers, "Hey, we're building this thing. Do you mind taking a look?" Oh, and I actually learned in a coffee shop that a lot of people working, a lot of people don't want to be working, so we give them an excuse to be distracted. They're very happy to do that too. But I've actually kind of made tons of product decisions in a hotel lobby or in a coffee shop with collaborators, right? Just like that. Send prototypes to 100 testers. If you have access to larger groups of users, send prototype to more users. And these get to be slow and slower tactics. And I know Silicon Valley, we like to talk about A/B testing. Of course, I do a ton of A/B testing, but contrary to what many people think, A/B testing is now one of the slowest tactics in my menu because it's just slow to ship it. Depending on how many users you have, right? So, and then the other thing is, as you use anything but the first tactic, some teams will look at the data to make a decision, but the missing piece is when I A/B test something, I don't just use the result of A/B test to pick product A or product B. My team will often sit down and look carefully at the data to hone our instincts, to speed up, to improve the rate at which we're able to use the first tactic to make high quality decisions. We often sit down and think, gee, I thought this product name will work better than their product name. Clearly, my mental model they use is wrong. So really sit down and think to update our mental model using all of that data to improve the quality of our guts on how to make product decisions faster. That turns out to be really important. All right, so talked about concrete ideas, speed up engineering, speed up product feedback. This is one last thing I want to